Hi guys, welcome to this breast implant illness masterclass. It's created by me, Lori Clark. I'm a breast implant illness survivor. I have been explanted. I also have a background as a nurse practitioner and over a decade of training in the medical field. I've helped other women explant and help them detox from breast implant illness. It is my hopes that after you take this class, you will have true informed consent to make decisions on your care, whether you are searching to implant, trying to explant, or you are detoxing from implants. So it is a lot to take on and it can be overwhelming. There are so many questions out there. And so I'm hoping to debunk some myths and help you get your questions answered and get you on the path to healing. So thank you for investing in yourself and showing up today and evolving your health with me. So guys, I've taken this course and I've used my decades of training. I've spent over $150,000 worth of college degrees, certifications, all kinds of trainings, and combined it all so I can share this knowledge with you. Having a professional that has been through this whole experience of breast implant illness myself, I felt it my responsibility to develop a course on breast implant illness and recovery. Because even as a professional, it's hard to navigate these waters. So by taking my knowledges and resources and giving them to you, it is my hopes to help you get through your breast implant illness journey. And I can tell you, no matter where you are on your path of breast implant illness, whether you are thinking about getting breast implants, whether you think you may be suffering from breast implant illness, whether you have you're preparing for surgery or you've already had surgery, you're trying to detox, no matter where you are, there's help for you here. So this course is one part of it, but we have a community platform where we are breast friends united and we come together. So you are not alone. You are joining a force right here, and we get to the root cause, which is the breast implant illness, and we will work together to get you well. Okay, we get to the root cause, but obviously becoming part of our private members club, you're going to have support. You know, just because someone's gone through explant surgery, it doesn't really make them an expert on breast implant illness. And you can find people that are not credentialed, despite their good intentions. You know, they might be spreading some disinformation out there. I welcome all warriors here on the fight and awareness of breast implant illness. You know, the more that we're talking about it, the more women are standing up and saying enough is enough. People are starting to listen. People are starting to take action. You know, I noticed, you know, on a Botox vial, and if you get on the Allergan website, there's a big spiel right now about breast implants. You know, there's an FDA warning now. So things are going in the right direction. Okay? But just letting you know that this course is being taught by somebody who does have a lot of education, and it is my hopes to make sure that you're being guided in the right way, so you feel comfortable knowing that it's being taught by somebody who does have that kind of medical background. So that was this little spiel right here. So what are breast implants, you guys? The first breast implant was devised by Frank Giroux and Tom Cronin. They were credited with pioneering the invention of modern silicone breast implant. Frank Giroux came up with the idea of putting breast implants in women while at work one day. He was walking down a hospital hall and he saw that they had switched these glass vials that contained blood with these plastic bags, and he squeezed the plastic bag that was hanging, and he told his partner it felt like a woman's breast. So the pair went on to develop silicone breast implants known as the Cronin Giro implant, which was filled with silicone gel. So they did a scientific experiment and they tested it on a dog named Esmeralda. So the implant was inserted under Esmeralda's skin and it remained there, harmlessly until the dog chewed the stitches out. So afterwards, it was determined that the Cronin Giro implant was safe for human trial. So, boy, they did a lot of testing to make sure it was safe. So in 1962, they bargained with Timmy Jean Lindsay, and she became the first woman to receive the breast implant. She actually first met the doctor to remove a rose tattoo from her chest, and ended up bargaining with him for getting that removed and getting her ears fixed in exchange for having her breast implants done. She went on to develop some hardening of her breast implants, some shooting pains, having generalized pains, and she never did, under any circumstance, under court or anything like that, say anything negative about surgery. I know about 10 years later from the surgery, she said that's when her implant started to harden. About 45 years after the operation, she was really afraid to have the implants removed, even though one of them had a tear in the shell, and she experienced pain in her chest that lasted for weeks, and she felt like sort of like she had a broken rib. So it was pretty interesting there. But there you go. That's her right here. And then these are the first implants. And these are the doctors. And this is what a blood bag looks like.
Okay, guys. To understand about breast implant illness, we need to see where they came from. So we're just going to keep diving a little bit deeper on the evolution of breast implant illness. This slide shows you how they've evolved from 1895 and Kissimmee transplant lipoma straight into the breast. And then in 1945, Japanese prostitutes just injected silicone straight into the breast, into the chest wall. In 1963, Dow Corning cornered the market on the U.S. market on breast implant illness, or breast implants. And then 1976, the FDA regulated device breast implants as grandfathered. And there were also increasing adverse events starting to be reported. In 1982, the FDA categorized implants as class 3, and also was the first reported case of association with autoimmune disease. Very importantly, Marion Hopkins won a $7.3 million lawsuit for ruptured implants. I think that was in 2019, maybe. In 2000, the FDA approved, and I could be wrong about the date, but that is important that Marion Hopkins won a lawsuit about ruptured implants. In 2000, it wasn't 2019, I apologize. I think it was 1999, I don't know. In 2000, the FDA approved the saline implant. That's when they came out. And in 2008, DeJong linked breast implants to ALCL. So that's when ALCL started becoming a thing. And then in 2013, the FDA approved Allergan implants and Mentor cohesive gel implants. In 2018, which is 10 years after De Jong linked breast implants to ALCL, FDA reclassified it as uncommon. And then in 2019, they asked Allergan to voluntarily recall the BioCell textured implants as they felt like it was linked to the ALCL. In 2020, BIALCL started becoming more recognized, but they said it's not breast cancer. They said it's a type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a cancer of the immune system. Saying in most cases, the BIALCL is found in the scar tissue and fluid near the implant. But in some cases, it can spread throughout the body. And according to the FDA, they say at this time, the overall incidence of developing a BIALCL is low. However, it is serious and can lead to death, especially if not diagnosed early. So you need to have it properly treated. And in most cases, the FDA says that BIALCL can be treated successfully with surgery to remove the implant and the scar tissue surrounding the implant. However, some patients. So we just talked about the trajectory and evolution of breast implants, and we saw that the BIALCL is a real thing, and it was linked more to the textured implants. However, it can happen with any breast implant, and we saw how that is surrounded. It's the surrounding fluid and the scar tissue. These are implants that actually have been removed from people, and you can see some of the things inside of the capsule. There's a couple here with capsules, and you can see the actual implants. Now, when you're looking for your surgeon and trying to pick your surgeon, you want to find a surgeon that is going to do a total en bloc and remove it completely intact, that is going to remove all of the inflamed tissue and any swollen lymph nodes. They can send that off to pathology, a surgeon that is going to offer you your implants back. And you know, it's very important because you don't want any of this spilling into your body. And so we see that it's already dangerous enough, and you can see how these implants actually can make you feel sick if they're inside your body, and being out is the best thing for you to have done. But there's an estimated between 5 and 10 million women worldwide have surgery either for cosmetic reasons, following a mastectomy, they're transitioning from a male to a female. There's concern for breast implant illness here, and it's not being recognized a lot by the World Health Organization. And so why is that important? Because the term breast implant illness is a term created from women who suffer from various symptoms they believe are caused from their breast implants. If you look at these breast implants, how could they not be making you sick? How could they not be making you feel unwell? But according to the World Health Organization, who monitors for the incidence and prevalence of diseases and related conditions, they have an international classification of disease called an ICD-10 code. These are diagnostic standard tools created by the WHO for monitoring the incidence and prevalence of disease and related conditions. What does this mean? This means when you go to the doctors, you are diagnosed with an illness, you're given an ICD-10 code for reimbursement and purposes from the insurance companies. Right now, when you go to the doctors and even if they say, I think you have breast implant illness, there is no ICD-10 code. So they have to put maybe you have breast pain or a symptom, but there's no ICD-10 code. So the insurance is not going to necessarily pay. If you have a capsular contracture, something of that nature, there are ways that maybe under a certain diagnosis, your insurance company will pay for your procedure. If you have a diagnostic imaging such as an MRI or an ultrasound, something that shows you have a ruptured implant, your insurance may pay. Take that into consideration They may also tell you what doctor is in your network that can perform your surgery. That also takes your advocacy out of your hands and it dictates your care once again. So you want to be able to pick your surgeon. This is a specialist, not the person next door to you, the closest surgeon to you, but the person that is in best care of your health and wellness, that is going to be able to care for your breast implant illness by explaining the procedure to you, by explanting it properly, by helping you recover properly. There are resources available monetarily wise to help you pay for your procedure. So when you call these surgeons, they have something called a care credit where you can put it on there. You can save up money, and maybe like I did half of it down. I saved half of my money down, and then I put the rest on care credit, and I paid it over a year's time. So that way it was interest free for me. If you can't afford that and you needed to pay for the insurance to have a longer period, if there's a will, there's a way. You know, we pay for iPhones, we pay for all of these things. If you don't have your health, you have nothing else. And to me, my health, I put it off. I was taking care of everybody else, doing everything for everybody. I was trying to be worked up for my problem. I was being told it wasn't my breast implants. I'm like, why am I having this pain for 3 years? What is going on? Why is my blood pressure spiking to 200 because of the pain? All of my workups were negative. And then, then this rash and all these symptoms, we're going to get onto in the next slide about the symptoms, and all of the pieces of the puzzle came together. And I'm like, 100,000 million trillion %, it is my breast implants. Listen to me. I'm telling you, and I need them out. Okay. And I need them out properly. And I had to go upon myself to figure it all out, navigate the waters by myself, because there was no book for me, and I wanted it done right. I know that my surgeon's important. I know that is exactly what I needed, and I needed to get them out properly. I had one shot at this because I wasn't going to go through this twice. All right. So just going down to the surgeon that's local that says, okay, well, we might not be able to take the whole capsule out because it's not safe, but we'll just quote unquote burn the shit out of it. We'll just leave it in there, but just burn the shit out of it. What? Oh God. I mean, are you going to do that and risk leaving that in there? Why would you want to burn the shit out of it? When you have a microsurgeon, background that's fully capable of doing it, but you have to travel, you have to do what you have to do with your body. So you need to know the choices you have available to you so you can make true informed choices for your care. But know that if you've never had a breast implant in you and you're choosing and thinking about getting breast implants, know that down the road, you might be like me. You might be so excited about having these breast implants. They're awesome. They're cool. They're beautiful. And, you feel so much better about yourself. And then a couple years later, your body's having to gain weight to carry the load of these huge breasts. And, quite frankly, it was hard to find tops because everything would pop out. So there was no button up tops really, because if you buttoned up here, it was big down there. The back pain just from carrying it. So, I was hunching for so long. I was hunching over because I had these big, heavy breasts that I was carrying. So even when I got them out, I was still hunching over and I didn't need to anymore. I'm like, I can sit up. So I have back problems from carrying those things for so long. So those are just the physiological effects, let alone the other effects, that I suffered physically, medically, the illnesses, the brain fog, the fatigue, which we'll get into, all because my breast implants were causing me issues. I had them in for over 20 years. And if I had known that they were not you know, I was told they were safe. Yeah. And it's silicone in your body. And so it's just something you have to decide for yourself. But this is what they can look like. Yeah, there's a chance of rupture. I was in a car accident. I thought I was being safe, so I got a second set. I said, I want to make sure I don't have anything spilling into my body. I got the saline implant. And I got them under the muscle. I got in a car accident, so I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go get new implants because I want to make sure there's no rupture. I don't want anything leaking into my body, so I got a second set. And, you know, I was young and I just didn't know better, you know? I just didn't. So years later, all these things happened to me, and then I knew. Then I found out. And now that's why I'm here teaching you guys so you can really have informed choices. So if you don't have implants, no, I don't recommend them. And when you pick your surgeon, if you know about breast implant illness and you're a surgeon and you're explanting and you know that the implants are harmful and you're explanting this person and you're going in and implanting the other person, I crossed that surgeon off the list. I was like, no way. There's nobody. I'm not picking any surgeon that is hurting people. We took an oath as medical providers to do no harm. And as far as I'm concerned, that is harming a patient. That is harming a person. So I choose no surgeon that's going to be putting implants in people. I just want a surgeon that is an expert explant surgeon. So when I went through hundreds of people, literally, that was one of my, I'm crossing off the list. You are implanting people, you're just completely crossed off the list. You can't do a total in block, you're crossed off the list. So then your list really narrows down, you know? So there are a few out there that are really good, you know, and you have to be careful when you start going to these. There's sites out there that are there to help you and give you a list of surgeons out there. Be careful, because what if there's kickbacks or some kind of, like, you know, promotions and deals, and you know that's so uncool. And you're not being fair and taking off good people and great excellent surgeons, you know, because when you rise up and you start speaking, you have surgeons that are out there backing you as a woman and showing the public that this is what I'm taking out of this person's body. They're videotaping these surgeries, and they're spending their time, and they're dedicated from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every day to teach you about breast implant illness and show you what's going on with these breast implants and exposing truth. That's the surgeon I want. I want somebody who's working the front line. I want somebody who's putting it on the table, showing me the facts. Look, there's no hiding it. You know, you can't unsee this stuff. Once you see it, your eyes are unveiled. You see the truth. You see why it's important to have it come out in one in block. You see why you need all come out intact. You see why right here, the FDA even tells you BIALCL is linked to the surrounding scar tissue and the fluid. Right? Where's the fluid? It's in the capsule. Why would you want that opened up? Why wouldn't you want a total in block? You want that spilling out in your body? Oh God, I just spilled my water. I got so excited talking about this. Lord Jesus. But you know what? I'm real. I'm going to keep it moving because that's what I do. And I just want you guys to know that's how passionate I'm so upset that this happened to me, that I got sick from it. You know, I'm still dealing with this, and I'm so much better than I was a year ago, but I had them in for over 20 years. And now I have 1 year down of healing, and I'm going to keep going. And so instead of having breast pain every single day, 24/7, it comes and goes. And I feel my body healing. And we're going to get into detoxing in a little bit, and you're going to be so excited about that. But the first part of detox is getting the root cause. You have to get to the root cause. And what's the root cause? It's the implants. You have to get the implants out. So that's why I'm spending a lot of time on this slide, because I want to share with you how important it is. I want you to look. I want you to see this. You don't know what's inside your body until it's taken out. You don't know what's inside your body until it goes off to pathology. So you just know your symptoms. And if you're questioning, you're doubting, you're wondering what's the best thing, to me, there was no doubt. It was like, who's going to get these out? Who is the best person for me? These need to come out. And how am I going to get them out? How am I going to afford it? You know, I was in the same boat as you guys. You know, I work every day, and I have a family. I have children. And so, you know, I'm like not rich. And so I had to get a loan too. And I had to make it happen, and you have to make it happen for you. And so we just have to make ourselves a priority, and that's what you need to do. Make yourself a priority. Stop making everybody else a priority. Make you a priority, because when you're well, nothing's going to stop you. When you're down because you don't feel good, you're defeated. But we're here together as best friends to lift each other up when we're down. I'm going to pull you up. Our community's going to pull you up, and we're here and we're rallying around you, and we're not going to let you go. We're going to pull you out, and we're going to help you through this whole thing. And your first step was just coming here, showing up, and doing this class. So I'm proud of you for even doing that. You're learning right now to advocate for yourself. You took a big step by investing in yourself right now. That tells me you're serious. So when you invest in you, I invest in you. So good job for you. All right. This is something I want you to look at. This is a list of breast implant illness symptoms. And by all means, this is not an exclusive, exhaustive list. This is just some of the main lists. And this is something that I got from my doctor to check off. He was like, hey, so what kind of symptoms are you having? And I checked off almost every box on here, you know, and after a year, I've literally, and within weeks, I was unchecking boxes, and I've almost unchecked all of the boxes now. Like migraines. I was on so many medications for migraines at one point in time. I had my implants for over 20 years. So when I started thinking that it was my breast implants, you know, I was told no. And when I suffered the pain in my left breast for over 3 years, you know, I got to the point where I was like, all right, I think it's got to be my breast implants, because my breast, it's right there at my breast. It's constantly hurting, but all my diagnostic stuff came back negative. You know, you have dense breast tissue come back when you're not breastfeeding. We don't see anything, you know, no, it's not your implants. No, it's not your implants. Then, you know, I got to this point where I was getting this rash, and it really felt like there was little teeny pieces of fiberglass coming out of my chest. It was so weird. And I had to get steroid shots and steroid tapers and taper packs. My hair was falling out, and my hair was always one of my, you know, best qualities. It was so thick, and just, I've always had really nice hair, and I didn't know that it was really thinning. And I just started brushing it, and just so much more hair was on the brush, down you'd wash it just in the bottom of the shower. But right now it's just so much healthier. You know, I stopped putting dye in it. It's been a year since I've dyed my hair, since I had my surgery, and it's grown out this much. You can see the length of how much it's grown out. And my hairdresser said she can see all these new hairs coming up in here throughout my hair. My hairline was receding, and there's like all these hairs just growing that just really weren't here. So it's just amazing, and it feels healthier. All this is new hair. This was completely bald. This was a bald patch. This was all receding hair. and I could show you pictures, but there was like no hair there. So I have a nice hairline back again. But if you start looking at people's hairline, if you don't really notice it, but look at the hairline. And if you go back and look at my pictures before, you could just see this part was like way back here. And if you really look closely, you can see how this just really is still thin. You know, it's been a year, but it's really growing. I stopped dyeing my hair. I'm using natural products. And I got those implants out. I got the toxic bags out. So my body doesn't have to work overtime trying to fight that anymore, so it can start getting balance back into the homeostasis, because that's what our body likes. Our body wants balance, but it was so fight and flight. My cortisol level was crazy. It was up high, and my body was just tired, and it just kept having more and more symptoms, and it just kept saying, help, 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 trigger, trigger, trigger. Here's another symptom. Here's another symptom. Here's another symptom. Here's another symptom. You know, it's going to target everywhere. You know, right now my gut health is horrible. I'm still repairing my gut, which I have to do before I can really do a great detox. We'll talk about that when we get into the detox portion of this class, but you know, that's why it's important. There's phases of this, and it took 20 years for this to happen, and it's going to take a couple years to really just get better. And it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Okay? So when you get better, you want to build your house back. You want to build your foundation well, so you can be healthy for life. And it's worth it to take these little steps and take steps and keep adding on to your house. Build your mansion, build your empire, your body. That's you. And so you're repairing it, right? And you're setting yourself up for success and getting your power back. And that is freaking amazing. So, you know, like I said, my hair was, I just showed you, is bald, receding, but it's growing back great. My skin, my face, this, I do have, I can call this from maskne, right? Because I have to wear these masks in the hospital. I still work 10 to 12 days, you know, and sometimes I pick up shifts at the urgent care. So I'll get maskne, but breakouts everywhere, all the time, all of the time. My skin is so much better. And our skin is the biggest organ on our body. And so what it does, it releases toxins. So when I had the implants in, I was constantly getting these rashes, not only on my body, but like on my face. So really bad acne. So I've noticed that my complexion has cleared up a lot just from my explant surgery. So one thing that's really amazing is the hormones, the hormone balance. I was so shocked. I was driving home from Michigan to Missouri, and we stopped at the restaurant, and I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and I'm like, that's blood. And so I text my doctor and my surgeon, and he's like, yeah, you were in early menopause. Your body's regulating again. You're having a menstrual period. I'm like, what? Yes. So that is how quick that happened. And just a few days after surgery, my hormones were like, wah. So yeah, that's what happens when your body doesn't have to fight this toxic load. I actually started my periods again. And so our periods are also a way to rid toxins and to keep balance in our body, our hormones. And I'm also Ayurveda certified. Love talking about natural remedies to create balance in our bodies. And we can do focus classes on those as well. If we have certain areas that we're dealing with on these signs and symptoms, and really get to the root causes of your ailments after you explant, and then also while you are, if you're still having your if you still have your implants and you're still having these symptoms, we still want to be able to make you feel better until we can get to the root cause and fix it from the root cause. We want to be able to support you and your health and wellness and healing whatever phase you're at. So it just takes reaching out and doing some one-on-one coaching to get you where you need to be. So don't worry, wherever phase you're at, we've got you. So, but I'm just sharing these signs and symptoms with you. So this signs and symptoms here, I would recommend printing this slide out, or I can make a PDF. You can get a PDF from me. I would make probably 4 or 5 of them, and then checkbox all of them. We could talk about it in our group and go over your signs and symptoms. And like I said, it's a lot, but fatigue, cognitive issues, skin issues, aches and pains, dizziness, heart palpitations, you name it, it's pretty much in there. It's so broad. Depression, anxiety, inflammation, anxiety, temperature changes, which is your hormones, your hair loss, dry skin. It's a lot in there. Gut issues. There's a lot of stuff with the gut, you guys. I can't even tell you. It's so much with the gut, because our gut starts at our mouth and it ends at our anus. There's a whole big tract there, and our gut has been disrupted hugely from these implants. I'm just gonna let you know. And there's a big brain gut connection, the gut brain axis. It's just not happy. It's had to deal with all of this stuff. We can't absorb our nutrients. We can't excrete our toxins the way we need to. You could have leaky gut. You could have SIBO, all kinds of things. You could take all the supplements you want, but if your gut health is not good, it's not working for you guys. You can say, I'm taking all the stuff, I'm doing all the things, I'm eating right. It's not working for me. What's going on? Well, let's get into it with your gut. Let's talk about it. Let's do a gut health test. Let's see what's going on with your gut. Let's fix your gut. Let's heal your gut. Let's get your portals open. Let's do some lymph training that we'll do in our classes. We'll do lymph training. We'll do our gut education, show you how to clean your gut. That's how we detox. We'll talk about cleaning our house out. Literally our house and our body. So all of these things matter. And this right here, don't worry about it, because if you check almost every box like I did, you're going to be unchecking all these boxes like I am. Okay? So I gotcha. No worries. Fun fact here. Breast implant illness was never taught in school. So when I got implants, they never told me they were going to make me sick. And they told me they were actually safe. So of course, I didn't know I was going to get sick from them. And I told you when I got in a car accident, I got them replaced because I didn't want to have any issues. And for years, I had silicone leaking in my body, getting sick and never knowing the source. I got sicker. I sought help when I had the severe pain in my left breast, and I was told by providers that I went to that no, that my breast implants couldn't make me sick. It's not caused by my breast implants. And this is coming from, providers, even peers and colleagues, because I'm in the medical community, I'd ask. So yeah, it happened to me. And I had no knowledge at the time about breast implant illness until I did my own research, 2 years ago when I started really diving deep. It's been almost 3 now, I guess. Yeah, because I did about a year research before I got my explant, and yeah. So it's shameful to me, but it doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of disinformation running around rampant about breast implant illness, because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But let's look at this. This really isn't a grade 4 capsular contracture causing severe pain. It was considered a grade 3, but very painful. And I had both of them were capsular contractures. You can see the way that the breast is hanging over from the implant. You can see the middle picture, just one of my rash episodes. The day of surgery with me, the bags under my eyes. You can see in that picture, you can see the receding hairline. Actually, you can see the thinning hair right there in the corner. Then you could see on my hands, if you look real close on my fingers, you see the little purple things. Just weird rashes all of the time. And there's another rash on my another day. You can see I'm wearing different pajama tops literally all of the time. I'd get these rashes, and you almost see kind of this line, like a clear, like this really red rash, and then this like white line of like, what is that? It's like almost going up to like my neck. It's just weird. I never want to experience that again. But obviously it was related to my breast implants, and you could see it was covering my left breast, that it just on my chest, horrible. You can see my breast implants in this picture, and you know, there was obviously, they were not, one of them was more deflated than the other. So, and one of them was folded because it was contracted for so long. One was kind of like folded, had the folds on it. So, just, those are some of the physical symptoms that you could see. And, you know, that's why it's so hard to diagnose, and people, you know, think it's a fibromyalgia or it's all in your head. You must be mental. You know, the pain is real. The fatigue is real. The irritability is real. Like, you can't get out of bed in the morning. You have to do whatever you have to do just to get through the day. All you want to do is just lay in bed, and you just feel miserable. Like, you ache, you hurt, every bone in your body is just, you get to the point, and your immune system's shot. It just, every little thing, you just feel, ugh. So, you know, I hope people don't wait till they get to that point where your body's got every freaking alarm going off, every siren saying, you're at the end of the line, like, you've got to do something. I mean, I was at the point where if somebody didn't take these out, I was going to cut my breast off. I'm like, I don't have a choice. I can't take the pain anymore. The pain, the rash, all of the things, the migraines, all of that stuff. I've been dealing with that. I can deal with that. I shouldn't have to. I'd like to have a great quality of life, but pain, chronic, severe pain, I couldn't take it anymore. And it was just chronic and constant at the end, like constant. So there was no reprieve, and nothing could touch it. Nothing. You know, I didn't have any narcotics, nor do I want narcotics, nor did I want narcotics. And I just wanted them out. I wanted the pain to stop. And it's more like a nerve pain. I would describe it as a burning nerve, constant, sharp, searing. And so now it's gone from like constant to, you know, it happens still. It's not as bad. Like, it's not as long duration, but it's still happening. But I know that it's healing because it doesn't happen a lot, and it just kind of comes and goes. I can deal with that because I have reprieve, and I know that one day it's going to be like gone, and it's never going to come back because my breast is just healing, and I'm doing lymph drainage. I'm doing like all of the things. So, you know, I'm just helping my body help itself detox. So the best thing I could ever done. The biggest thing is got the root cause out. It was just getting my implants taken out in en-bloc fashion, total capsulectomy, got the inflamed tissue removed, sent off to pathology, and I did not have BIA ALCL, and, you know, I had the capsular contracture. Yes, I paid for my own, and I paid for it out of my pocket, but yes, I have my health back, and I'm so grateful. So I'm good. You know, it's been a year. My surgery's just paid off this month. I paid my last payment, and I'm good. Like, that part of it's over. But I've learned so much, and I've gained so many breast friends, and, you know, really getting the word out about breast implant illness. It's really my responsibility as a provider with a medical background and going through this, being a warrior with this. It's important to share my story so I can help others. I've had too many people come out to me, reach out to me, asking me to help them, and I have helped them on an individual basis. I get questions all of the time, and it's so hard to, and I'm not trying to ignore anybody, and I hope I haven't ignored anybody, but I can't keep up with all of the messaging. So I just needed a platform where I can just put it all out there so everybody can have the same information all of the time, constantly, instead of me repeating it over and over and over and over again, hopefully not missing something. And then forming a community for all of us so we can all just be together. And that way, if you guys have a question, put it there. And I can always look there and I won't miss you, because I promise you, it's hard keeping up with all of the messages. And I don't want to miss anything, because I definitely am here to help. So, and I know you guys have your individual things to bring to the table. And it's about all of us giving and receiving love, helping one another, uniting, and just getting through this together. So we're all at different phases, but at the end of the day, we're here with one common theme, and that's breast implant illness. And so as we unite, we become stronger together than separately. All right. This was just some of my symptoms. There we go. Meet Dr. Khan from Novi, Michigan. This is the surgeon who performed my surgery in September of 2021. He was able to check all of my boxes that I was looking for in a surgeon to explant. Now, he is a board certified plastic and reconstructive surgeon, and he is a microsurgeon. He has never put implants in anybody, and he has a Kahn method, does total en bloc and total capsulectomy. He removes inflamed tissue and lymph nodes that are inflamed. He does not use drains because he has a Kahn method, and he sends pathology, and he does videos during surgery. He does pictures. He returns the implants, and he also has care credit available for people to help with financial resources. He has a great staff, all the way from consulting through recovery. He has a great location. The State Bridge Hotel is right there at walking distance. I love that. The staff at State Bridge is very well known for his patients. They take very good care of his patients. I was very well cared for. They made me a great sack breakfast because I couldn't eat. You can't have anything by mouth the night before surgery. And so I had something when I came home, and I was T-Rex arms, during recovery, so I couldn't really use my arms that much. So the staff at the buffet, they would help me, just very sweet, and grab my food, and just very well taken care of. And just everybody was just so friendly, so nice. Just really wanted you to heal. And so everybody just went over and beyond, I thought. But as far as Dr. Khan, he takes a lot of time explaining things to you. You can just see that he's very, he's an expert in this field. And because he's a microsurgeon, he's not scared to do the surgery that needs to be done. He knows that the implants are making people sick, and he knows that everything needs to be removed, that nothing can be left behind, because if it's left behind, it's going to continue to make you sick. So you don't want to leave it in there and just burn the crap out of it. It's not meant to be there. It shouldn't be there. So you don't want to leave the capsule there. He's had to go in before. People have made thousands of dollars of mistakes because they've had explant surgery before when the capsule's been left behind, and he's had to go do surgery just to remove capsules. Sometimes women have done that, had surgery, and they've had the implants, and they've gone back, the 10 years later and get their implants removed and had a second set of implants. So they have two sets of capsules, and so they have several capsules that they've had to be removed. So there's that too. The other thing too is that, you know, this is a procedure being done because you have breast implant illness. It is not uh, really for cosmetic reasons. So there's no lifts being done at this time. There's nothing like that. If you want a cosmetic procedure done for a lift, that is not what's going to happen with Dr. Khan. He is here to take care of you and your health. All right. And so if you were as sick as I was ready to just cut them off myself. Right. So nobody was willing to touch me. I was still breastfeeding. I was in a ton of pain, and like people were like, you're on your own until you stop breastfeeding. So, it was what it was. And he's like, your breast implants are underneath your muscle. It has nothing to do with your milk ducts. And so, he took care of me. And my kid was old enough anyway. If my milk ducts weren't working after that anyway, he was fine. So I got him removed, and I've been so much better off since they've been gone. My rashes, my migraines, my hair, my vision, you name it, my gut health. They're just unchecking the boxes. We know that breast implant illness has led to so many things because it's not meant to be in your body. Silicone is not meant to be in your body, and it can't be removed. Your body formed that barrier, that capsule, just to try to protect you, but it can only protect you for so long. It's still leaking through that capsule, and you get the contracture because you've got this big thick barrier. They think that the thicker of the capsule the better, but look at this thin. If you look at the videos, and I'm pretty sure if we've all gotten to this point that you're watching this video, that you've seen many videos and when they're removing the capsules, and you can see that there's thin parts of the capsule when they cut them out, and he's like, oh, there's thin parts here. Well, why is that? And why does it sound crunchy in that thin part? Well, did that silicone break through that? Because we know that all of the breast implants are made of a silicone shell. Why does it sound silicone-y? Why do a lot of the silicone shell implants have that when he takes it and he can feel that slime and he can go like that with his hand and you get that gummy feeling? Well, it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere. Is it going through that capsule into your body? I think so. We can do hair tests, we can do some blood tests maybe, but we know that we're seeing scientific studies, and we can link. I can show you. You can just Google, the WHO organization linking breast implant illness to Epstein-Barr virus. What else? Gosh darn it. All kinds of autoimmune diseases, Lyme disease. There's so many, thyroid, there's so many different ailments that breast implant illness can mimic, like sleep apnea. So why do we want to even take the chance on that? Can't we just love ourselves and not put this stuff in our body? But if you do want to put it in your body, please just know that this could be happening to you. These are the risks you're willing to take. So if you are feeling these symptoms, that these could be, and you have breast implants, and you've tried to figure out why you're having these issues, you're having sleep apnea, you're having thyroid issues, you're having all these things, and you have implants, maybe it's your implants. So look at it all these different ways, and that's kind of what I had to do when I was sick. I didn't know at first, it was my breast implants. It took a long time. I mean, I had them for over 20 years, and I just started taking pharmaceutical meds. I had this ailment, so I took this. I had this ailment, so I took this. I had this ailment, so I took this. And it was just not even like something like hugely black and white. Like it wasn't just like something that just came and hit me like a broken arm. Oh God, it was just generalized stuff. So it's very vague. So you don't even recognize it. It's so vague. And then it can lead to something very sinister, like the BIALCL that could kill you, right? That they say is very rare. But the problem is that what is your quality of life? How are you feeling? Like you're feeling like crap. Like your energy sucks, and nobody tells you that you can do all these specialized tests because your health insurance isn't paying for all these specialized tests that you actually can run, you know. Call me. Let's do some of these specialized tests. Let's get some of these saliva tests. Let's get some of these hair tests done. Um, let's check for Epstein-Barr virus. Let's check for some of these specialized tests, I can show you how. Come right to your house. Yeah, you can do that. You don't need a health provider to do that. I can show you exactly how to get these tests done so you can advocate for yourself if you're interested in doing these things for yourself, because you can build your own toolkit so you can get your own health and wellness done and be healthy for yourself. But we're going to get into all of that for detox. But the point is learning how to advocate for yourself. You're never taught really how to have a health system to be truly healthy and well. You're just taught if you're sick, come here and we're just going to give you this pill. So we just kind of trust in the system, and now I want to teach you how to help yourself, right? Because I'm quite frankly pissed off. I didn't know. I was young, I was dumb, and I had money. I was like, I want breast. I want to have this. And I feel like I've been, cut open. I've been like a human guinea pig for society, just now I'm older and I regret a lot of that. So I feel like I wish I had more self-esteem. I wish I didn't worry about what society thought, and I wish I loved myself better. I look back at myself, my younger self, and I'm like, gosh, man, you are so pretty. What were you thinking? Why didn't you think you were so pretty back then? I wish I could just go back and just love my younger self. But darn it, it is what it is. You can't beat yourself up. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sitting here talking to you today. So, um, I can tell you, I did a lot of research and checked out a lot of surgeons, and you just have to go through the list and say, hey, if this guy or this girl is putting implants in people, is that the surgeon you want? Am I picking this person because they take my insurance? Am I picking this person because they're close to me and it's just convenient? But look at the consequences of those actions. What's going to happen if I choose those actions? Am I going to get the surgery that I need? Am I going to get the healing that I need? Yeah, it might be inconvenient that I have to fly somewhere, but am I going to get the surgery that I need? Yes, it's going to cost me this amount of money. Can I afford it? Can I use the care credit? Can I borrow from family members? Can I save this amount of money over time? Can I just take a little bit out of my paycheck and put it in a savings account and save it away so I can have my surgery at this time? Can I plan for this? Because this implant is not going to come out until you take it out. The breast implant illness is not going to stop until you take the source, the root cause problem. Until you take it out, it's not going to stop. That is when the healing is going to start. I can tell you that right now. So the first thing you need to do is get the implants out. Number one, uno. That is the most important thing you need to do, but you have to do it correctly, and you have to do it from somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. If you do it with the wrong person, the wrong surgeon, you might have to go back and do it again. That was not something I was willing to do. That is one of the main reasons I'm making this video. So if you don't pay attention to anything else on this video, choosing your surgeon is the most important thing, okay? Because when you have the right surgeon, they're going to teach you everything else. They're going to teach you how to recover, all right? All of the other stuff aside, this is just icing on the cake, all right? But getting your implants out is the most important thing, and they'll tell you that. And so you'll see there's only one other person that I put underneath this doctor, this surgeon, that I would trust, and I would have trusted removing my implants, okay? And that's Dr. Fing in Ohio. I think she's in Ohio. So other than that, you know, you can do your own research and find your own. So I'm not saying this is the exhaustive list, because there are all, anybody will take your money, and I'm not saying these are the only surgeons in the United States that are capable and qualified and are excellent explant surgeons. I'm just telling you from my research, and for me, this surgeon is the one that checked all of my boxes. And this is the surgeon that did my explant surgery and met all of my expectations, and who I trusted to be under the knife. And I have a lot of credentials. I've been a nurse practitioner, and I know both sides of the fence, okay? I understand surgery. I understand anesthesia. I like the surgeon. I like the anesthesiologist. I like the way they did everything. So I took all of these things into consideration, okay? And I like Dr. Fing, all right? But I chose Dr. Khan, but I think they're both excellent surgeons. Other than that, you need to do your own research, pick who you like, who checks all of your boxes, who you feel comfortable with. Just because these are the ones I picked does not mean they will be right for you. So you, again, have to make your own choices for yourself. I can't help you do that, all right? But what I can do is have you join my community. I can help you work through your questions, all right? And help you so you can make your true informed choices for yourself. I can do that, but I can't make your choice for you, okay? I can't, all right? Because this is your body, your choice, your decision. If you choose to get implants, that's on you, all right? If you choose to get explanted, that's on you too. If you choose to keep your implants and try to just detox it out, and or say you're not sick, you know, that's on you too. All right? But you just know that if you have breast implants, you are getting toxins in your body. You have breast implant illness. It's impossible not to. You just have your toxic load is being offloaded. Your body is just taking care of it. That's it, you know. My body couldn't handle it anymore. So when we get in our groups, you know, we'll have weekly Zooms or whatever as we can, or bi-weekly Zooms, and we'll be able to talk and stuff like that. So I know you can't talk back now, but I wish you could. I wish I could hear hear what you guys had to say. But anyway, just know that all shells on the implants are made of silicone, and none of them are safe. So if anybody tells you that breast implants are safe, they are lying to you. Period. Point blank. The end. All right. So I feel like I can just tell you, if anybody is putting implants in your body, that would be a no bueno. I wouldn't go to that surgeon. All right, guys, this is just an example of something you get after you have your implants removed. So this says the procedure, it was preoperative diagnosis, it was breast implant illness and desire for removal of bilateral breast implants, essential surgery, it was non-cosmetic in nature. So if you're looking to get reimbursement, which I tried to get reimbursement, it was a nightmare. So just for my sanity, I just gave up on it. And you know what I did? I wrote it off on my taxes. I just wrote off my procedure on my taxes. Post-operative diagnosis, breast implant illness, desire for removal of bilateral breast implant, essential surgery, it was non-cosmetic in nature, and it also said left was overfilled breast implant saline compared to the right. Procedure, 100% total capsulectomy. So this is exactly what we're talking about in the slide before. You want somebody who's going to do 100% total capsulectomy, removal of bilateral saline breast implant plus capsule removed as one system below the muscle bilaterally with 0% of the capsule remaining behind bilaterally. Got that? So it's a total en bloc. Specimens. Right and left breast implants. 480 ml McGann saline smooth breast implant below the muscle given to the patient at the end of the case. Both were intact. Left was overfilled with saline. Right and left breast implant capsules sent to pathology to rule out BIA, ALCL, rule out abnormal pathology, rule out malignancy, rule out lymphoma, CD30 analysis. Right and left chest culture sent to microbiology lab for aerobic, anaerobic, and fungal cultures. EBL stands for estimated blood loss, 30 ml, which is not that much, y'all. Anesthesia, which we were talking about earlier. I said the reason why I chose them, I like the anesthesia. Local plus sedation, 20 ml initially, and then 20 ml later, plus total of 40 ml lidocaine plus epinephrine plus marcaine used as a nerve block at the infirmary crease. Complications, none. So let me tell you something. This is important. Post-op recovery pain. If you look when they said they gave you the lidocaine plus the epinephrine plus the marcaine used as a nerve block, when you have that, that means you're going to have less pain later. If they don't do that nerve block there, that's nerve blocks at the injection sites. So when you have that, they don't have to do that. They can just, give you sedate you and put you to sleep or whatever and do your surgery. And then you're kind of sedated. You don't know what's going on. But when they give you a nerve block at the sites where you're getting your incisions done, those nerve blocks can last for a while. I'm talking like, I don't even know, maybe a week, a few days, at least hours. I think nerve blocks can last a while, and that makes you have less need for pain medicine. So, which helps you with your recovery period. So there's that. So I like the fact that you get a nerve block, and I would always recommend when you have any kind of surgery like that you get a nerve block, because that helps you with your post-op pain recovery. So this is something when you're getting your surgery, you look at this slide right here, and these are part of your checks. Do you do this? Do you do this? Do you do this? Do you do a total capsulectomy? Do you remove it as one system? Your anesthesia, can you do it without putting me under? Do you need a general where, because you see I was local, I didn't have to have the general. General means you're completely put to sleep and someone's breathing for you, which is harder to wake up from, and it's more serious surgery. And then do you do a local nerve block? So these are all some of the things. And the pathology, do you send out for all these things? This is what you guys want. You want all of these boxes checked off. If they're not all checked off, these are some of the things to consider. Okay. And then when we talk about recovery, Those are some of the things that we could talk about too on how to recover from your surgery. But these are also really important on how to pick your surgeon. So I wanted to share this slide with you. So this is something you might see when you pick your surgeon. They're going to send you information and you're going to be in great hands. They're going to send you forms to fill out to get your past medical history. They will have you get a physical exam with your doctor, have you get some blood work, get an EKG, make sure you are physically ready for surgery, make sure your body is okay. You know, when I did that, it was about that time for my physical annual exam, and my EKG came back abnormal, and it had my PR interval is something it shows that it was not normal. So I had to wear a Holter monitor to make sure I didn't have something called Wolff-Parkinson's white. I had some heart palpitations going on. I knew my heart had been doing some wonky things. So I just attribute that to anxiety, things like that. And, you know, that's just another symptom on your BII checklist. So heart palpitations, tachycardia. I had some bradycardia, you know, so my heart just was having a regular heart rate. So I got that all worked up, and obviously I got cleared to go, and I did not have Wolff-Parkinson's white, and but it is important to get worked up to make sure you have a clearance for surgery. If you are at higher risk to have surgery, doesn't mean that you can't have surgery. They might just have to do it in a hospital setting where you have more access to things if you need it. So instead of going to the surgical suite in an outpatient setting. So this might be, this is an example of a sheet that you would get from your doctor listing your allergies. This would be something that your doctor would fill out for you and send it in so you have medical clearance. And it's in the era of COVID, so right prior to surgery, you would get have a COVID swab saying that you were negative for COVID, because you know you can't be sick with COVID and have surgery. It's not safe, and I'm sure they're probably still doing that. So you would want to make sure that if you are going to have surgery, I would probably isolate myself to make sure you're not being around somebody that's sick, and you don't want to expose yourself to anybody that's sick, you know, because if you get sick with COVID, then it'll have to cancel your surgery. So don't expose yourself, you know, by going to the grocery store, going around people, because some people just don't have common sense anymore. You know, they're sick, they have fever, and they do keep it moving. When, you know, common sense is I have a fever, I'm sick, I have COVID, I'm just going to stay home. They're just keep going out there, and that's why people keep getting sick. They're just spreading the disease. So a lot of times maybe they do have COVID and they're not having symptoms of COVID too. So I'm not saying that people are just being irresponsible. Some people do have it and they don't know that they have it, so that's true too. So my thing to you is, if you know that you have surgery coming up and you don't want it to get canceled, you know, you will have to get swabbed to make sure you don't have it. So err on the side of caution, just do things to keep yourself protected. So again, I've been using my essential oils. I'm keeping myself healthy, so I'm keeping my immune system healthy, doing all of the things, eating right, sleeping right. So keep all the balls in your court, that everything you can do to keep yourself healthy. So washing my hands, don't touching my face, and staying away, lessening my exposure to illness. So, you know, going to the grocery store, how is disease spread? What is contact? You know, you can wipe down your groceries, so you can be as diligent or as less diligent as you want. You know, we all have germs in life. We all need to be exposed to germs. So we don't want to live in a bubble, but you are getting ready to have surgery. So there's a time and a place for everything. This is one of them where you do want to take precautions because you don't want your surgery canceled. When you are traveling on a plane, know that the thing, I can't remember what is it called, the air that you circulate, there's a little knob at the top where you can circulate the air. That's all recirculated, so you're breathing in the same air everybody else is. So I do recommend wearing a mask. I don't recommend opening that thing up to blow the air on you. Keep it shut. Wear your mask. Breathe in your own air. So don't keep recirculating that air. I don't recommend that. So I would recommend trying to just, again, using your On Guard, using your Abode, using your frankincense. You know, if you travel, you know, go home, take a shower, change your clothes. Washing our body, you know, traveling and changing our clothes, just being hygiene is the biggest thing you can do. So you're going to get exposed. You've got On Guard. I've got the tablets. I chew them once a day. If I have high exposures, high touch places, I chew them twice a day. I have my On Guard hand spray, my hand sanitizer. So I'm good. So I'm not worried about traveling. If, you know, and I have not gotten COVID. So I'm, you know, very blessed. You know, if I haven't tested positive for it, and I've been swimming, you know, swimming in it, taking care of COVID in and outside of the hospital, going to people's homes that have been sick with COVID. So I work in a hospital setting, outside setting, and I just try to keep my immune system healthy. I have gotten sick with viruses. I don't know what, but I just keep using my regimen that I'm doing. And that's all I can do, and that's all we can do. So just help your body fight itself. So get all your things lined up. Get all your papers done. If your doctor gives you something, don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Get it done. Have it ready. Have all of your emergency contacts done. Let whoever, if you have somebody going with you, that's best. But make sure you have all your stuff lined up. If you need to get FMLA done, get all that paperwork done and ready. Let your work know that you're going to be off. I do not recommend just I don't recommend just going in and just taking 2 weeks off. I really recommend 4 to 6 weeks to get it going on, especially if it's under the muscle, because everything's being removed from your rib cage, and it's a major procedure, and you are T-Rex. You are not to move your arms. You need to take time to heal. This is your life. This is your healing process. It's major surgery. Take this time. You have the whole life ahead of you to recover and to move and keep going. Listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs, and you can just move into life gently and get back into it. But you need to give yourself love and grace. And life goes so fast, and the train is so fast, and people don't want to just stop and just take care of themselves. I don't get it, but I had to totally stop and put myself in timeout, and I did. I gave myself, I don't know, I think it was 4 to 6 weeks. I had to take it off. I couldn't go back until I was completely healed. So that's my 2 cents in that. Everybody's body's different, but just make sure you listen to your surgeon, follow their guidance. They will help you through the whole entire thing. Again, getting ready for surgery, the day of surgery, recovery, giving you what you need, and getting back to work. So, and again, you can join our platform and have individual instructions on that. I have plenty of videos that I took during my recovery time, starting at the day, I think I did some the day I had surgery, and then I started the day of recovery. I did some techniques to massage, showing how to change and recover. So I'll be glad to share those if you want, and show you how some of those techniques work too. Congratulations, you have made your decision for surgery. So let's go into it. We are going to prepare for surgery. The favorite things you need to take for your day of surgery, things, alternative measures for nausea, like your doTERRA essential oils, your peppermint oil for nausea, your lemon oil that you can use to put a drop in your water, good for antimicrobials, your frankincense. Let me just tell you, we will get into it. So congratulations. I am so excited that you guys have totally invested in your health and decided to get your implants removed. So it has been almost a year that I have been explanted. And it is just like yesterday, I can remember preparing my kit for the day of explant. And I have a lot of it here. I still continue to do that. My life has changed since breast implant illness. Literally from everything that I bring in my home to the things I put in and on my body. It's just crazy. Once we realize that breast implant illness is real, once we realize how much we heal after we get them out, we start paying attention to what we're putting on and in our body. Our skin is our biggest organ. So if you're not willing to eat what you put on your skin, why would you put it on there? Because your skin absorbs everything. So I know that if I have a fever and I want to bring my temperature down, I can put peppermint oil like on the bottom of my feet and my temperature goes down. I know that when I had my surgery, when I came home, and I was a little nauseous because first of all, I hadn't eaten, and I just was nauseous. And normally I would have grabbed some Zofran. I didn't have it, and I actually told my husband, I said, "Hey, can you call Dr. Khan and see if we can get some Zofran?" And I looked up, and the doTERRA essential oil conference was going on, and I looked up and I saw my peppermint oil sitting on the desk, and I grabbed it and I smelt it, and my nausea just went away. So I didn't even need him to call. I was like, oh, forgot, because I was still a little loopy from the anesthesia. But yeah, so I didn't need the Zofran. I just grabbed my peppermint oil. I have my deep blue rub for just feeling like achy. I put it on my neck, or if my knee hurt, or I wanted my back to feel better. It's really good for pre-workouts or just feeling good. It's all natural. There's no impurities in it. And God forbid, I don't want anything in my body that is not pure. If it's not made from nature, I don't want it in my body, period. We also know too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, right? Too much water. Have you heard of somebody drinking too much water? It's bad for you, right? So everything has to come in balance. Our body likes balance. That's called homeostasis. All right. I do a lot of educational classes, so I hope that you join our community and we just evolve together. Okay, because I just want to keep growing with you and teaching you, because it's a lot to take in. This is one little class, and it's just a foundation, just to kind of just say, welcome, breast implant illness. It's a lot. It is a lot to take in, but you're not alone. You're going to get them out. You're fine. You're a warrior. You're a survivor. You're an overcomer, and you're growing, and you have a breastfit friend in me and all these other women, and we would have not have met without breast implant illness. And God puts everybody together for a reason, and we are stronger because of it. We are united because of it. We are rising up above it, and we are learning and growing together. So don't worry. But let's just keep going with these essential oils. God gave us nature, limes. This is from lime. This is essential oils. This is the proprietary blend. This is the oil from a lime. It is so concentrated and so pure. You only need one little drop to get the best benefits from the lime. Okay? The lemon, one little lemon, antioxidant, cleans out impurities. We know that the cells in our body are semi-permeable. We know that bacteria live on outside of the cells and viruses live on inside of the cells. Where the hell the silicone goes? They say we can't get rid of silicone toxicity. I say God does magic, and He made us wonderful. And He knows. He gave us all of these fruits, vegetables, trees, plants, and all these beautiful essential oils came from all of this stuff. So I believe that there is treatments and for all of the ailments, and it's all in just learning and growing, okay? But I know that essential oils can get inside the cells because they're oil-based. So bacteria is outside the cell. You can use things for outside the cell, but like penicillin, that's also made in nature, right? Lemon is oil-based. Oils get inside the cells, so we know that they can touch everything. So you can use a lemon. This is essential oil supplement. Anytime the bottles say supplement, you can take them internally, which means you can put a drop in your water. You can put it in a veggie capsule. You can cook with it. You could take a toothpick and put a toothpick on a dropper and put it with your cooking after you finish cooking something and mix it in there. So you can make salsa and put a little bit of lime in there. I mean, listen, these things have been my lifesaver. All right. So I brought my essential oils with me. I just have my little bag, my Serenity. I made a little spray bottle with my Serenity to spray on my bed. I have my roller bottles with my Adaptive when I'm stressed out. Just put it on my wrist. This thing's almost gone. I mean, I just have some to my go, and I have a little travel kit, little keychain kit. And I drove, so I could take oils with me. I think when you fly, there's a limit with liquids, so you need to check your regulations and things like that. But I think when you travel, like with your carry-ons, there's a limit with things liquid-wise. So just know your regulations on things like that. But I make blends. Like this is my Franken pepper. This is oh my gosh, this is every day. I just can't get enough of frankincense. Frankincense is for brain fog. Most of the women, we have brain fog with I can't get it out. With breast implant illness. There's a big gut brain connection, and I think something happens to our gut health with breast implant illness. It really jacked our gut up, our lymph system. So right now, like we'll talk about that when we get into our detox system. That's going to be a whole nother thing. But frankincense and peppermint are a really good combination. You can put it on the back of your neck. I like it, put it right at my cerebellum. If you're going to put it on your feet, I would just rub it on your hands first and then put it on your feet because you don't really want to contaminate the roller ball. But your palms, if you think about Reiki and you think about acupuncture, there's a lot of points in your ears that touch your organs, okay, and your feet and your hands. There's a lot of points. So if you just get it on your hands and your ears and your feet, you're going to cover all those points. You guys, it smells so good. And you just breathe it in. Let me tell you, this is giving yourself self-love, and it's medicinal properties. You just can't go wrong with it. You're just going to put yourself on a whole nother level when you start using these oils. I just can't tell you enough about it. Ylang Ylang is one of my best oils. I just love them all. I am an oil connoisseur. When I went into doTERRA, I really started using doTERRA a few months before my breast implant illness, but then after I discovered my breast implant illness, and then I discovered the oils that I were using were contaminated. After I really started doing my research, I tried to find something wrong with doTERRA. I really did. I was like, let me see. And so I really started searching their oils, and I have not found anything wrong. I haven't found anything better. And truly, the price of the oils for per drop, they're really cheap. So they do cost more than your other oils because they are pure, and they're absolutely worth it. But if you do per drop, they're very cheap compared to like going to a pharmacy to get a medication. To me, this is my medicine, you know, and this is the way I take care of my family, take care of myself. So this is my pharmacy. This is my everything. This is what I use for pain, Copaiba. I made a stick with deep blue rub and Copaiba. I had some nerve pain, so I rubbed this along my spinal cord all the way from my tailbone, my coccyx area, all the way up to my brainstem, and along my nerve roots, and I spread it out. There's a great class you can take for massage, and it'll teach you how to use the essential oils. Wonderful, wonderful class. Abode that diffuses for cleaning. There's a whole Abode line that you can use for your house to clean your entire house with good products, so you don't have any chemicals in your house to clean with. And it is a process. It takes time, you know. So as you run out of something, like as you run out of a shampoo, you can replace it with a non-toxic shampoo. As you run out of a hand soap, you replace it with a non-toxic hand soap. As you run out of this, then you replace it with a non-toxic this and a non-toxic that. Because let's face it, I was years and years and years using toxic stuff. I used the Glade, I used the Lysol, I used the bleach, I used this, I used that, right? So it took some time. This is a year's worth of buying this stuff. This is not just, you know, I bought all of this stuff. Yeah, it's expensive. It takes time. But when it's your lifestyle, it is what it is. You are what you invest in. This is what I do. My gut health. If your gut's not healthy, there's nothing else. How are you detoxing? How are you absorbing your nutrients? I say you're not. Do you have SIBO? Do you have leaky gut? How do you know? Have you had your gut tested? We'll talk about in the detox class. But when you're going to when you're traveling and you're being ready, have your favorite things. Do you have a favorite blanket? Do you have a favorite pillow? What do you need to be comfortable? Are you going to be in T-Rex? Do you have something to make sure you're in T-Rex? Do you have a scarf to wrap around your arms? Don't say, oh, I'll be compliant, because you won't, because you'll be drugged up, or you should be drugged up. So make sure you have a scarf, or, you know what I did is I took an ACE bandage. I bought an ACE bandage, and I had my husband wrap my arms around, and I kept myself in T-Rex. So you need to put yourself in T-Rex. You also need to set the alarm to put yourself in time out after surgery to make sure you are resting, because you're going to feel good. You're going to feel good, and you're going to want to do things. But your body won't heal fast if you don't rest. Believe me, if you have the right surgeon and you have the right great procedure, you're going to be ready to run. You're going to be ready to go. But remember, you just had a major surgery, and you need to recover. So you have to put yourself in timeout. You have to lay down, stay still, chill out. I'm talking like every hour. Put yourself in timeout for like 20 minutes. And I'm talking every hour, do 10 breathing exercises an hour. Take your essential oil. Take eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is really good. Take your peppermint oil. I think this one's gone. Let me see. I'll do ylang-ylangs good. Let's do ylang-ylang. But I want you to do like a peppermint, or you can even do like wintergreen. But I want you to do good breathing treatments every hour, because I don't want you to get pneumonia. But you're going to do this. You can do that 10 times an hour while you're awake. You can even try with different oils. That's fine. Do you know if you're stressed out, you could just do it on the right nose. And that'll decrease your stress. But we're helping what's called pulmonary hygiene, pulmonary toileting, and we should be doing this every day anyway, being healthy and just keeping our lungs clean. Fun fact is we breathe out, most of the way we detox our bodies is through breathing. So carbon footprint, 70% of our toxins are eliminated through breathing. So when we're wearing masks, how are we getting rid of our toxins? We're just kind of breathing them right back in. So we want to be breathing out our toxins. So we need to really be doing our good breathing exercises at least 10 times an hour every day, regardless of whether we had surgery or not. When we go to bed at night, when we wake up in the morning, we want to do our good meditation breathing, good morning, good night. But especially when we have our surgery, we really want to keep our lungs healthy. And you just had surgery on your chest wall too, so you're not going to want to do that because it's going to hurt. So make sure you're taking your pain medication. You can alternate your tramadol, alternate your Vicodin or your Percocet every 6 hours, and then you can even add your ibuprofen when he says you're allowed to, or she says you're allowed to, because you want to stay on top of your pain. We know that if your acute pain's not controlled, then it can set you up for chronic pain. I can tell you, I still have that chronic pain in my left breast that I had for 3 years, but it is not 10 out of 10 anymore. It might be like a 1. I can feel it. Sometimes it's a 0. Sometimes it can get up to like a 4. I can tell when I drive or I move. And then I feel like there's like a nerve pain, like right where I got the incision. And you know why? Because I didn't massage it enough, right? I was really diligent for like the first 3 months about massaging my scars. And then I kind of stopped, after I went back to work. I wasn't doing it twice a day. So I think I developed a little scar tissue, and I think I have some nerve pain there. So don't let that happen to you. But massaging your scars during your recovery, just really listen to your surgeon and do what they tell you to do, and you're going to be fine. Throat pain, you might get a little throat pain after surgery. Again, you can bring some Manuka honey. If you have some Manuka honey that's really good, you can do that with a drop of your lemon. and put that in your water. Mix some warm Manuka honey with a drop of your lemon. Super, super healthy for you. If you use any herbal teas, those are really good. I did a lot of the herbal teas. I think they have them at they definitely have them at the stays, the hotel that I was staying at. What else? Shirts that are easy to put on instead of having to put over your head. I like the button up or the zip up shirts. Pants that you don't have to zip up, that just kind of the waist, easy pull on, pull off. Shoes that you can slip on and not have to tie. Just things that are very easy to pull on and pull off. So think about that. Comfort, nice, just soft things that are just going to make you feel good. So I would bring a diffuser and diffuse, keep your air quality clean. I have my On Guard in my abode, but I like my Serenity, I like my Ylang Ylang, your frankincense, and again, if you want to get any of these oils, if you buy any of the oils from me, you get free education from me, you get a free health and wellness consult from me, which lasts for over an hour if you need it, but it goes into your specific ailments, and I help you get to the roots of your problems and help you individually with your stuff if you become on my team. And again, if you want to become a consult, or if you want to actually do a business with oils, I can help you as well if you want to be on my team. And anything else? What else? I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but if I did, you have access to me to ask me any questions that you need. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I know this is too long. I'm sorry. But I just know that they say it's better to get it out and get the video going than to just try to make it perfect. I just want you guys to have something that you can have tangible, watch it, and I'm just here to help you, honestly, get through this. So if you're watching this, God bless you. I'm here for you. And if you need something, just let me know what I can do to help you get through this. If you have questions, just reach out. I'll be glad to help you. Okay? All right. All right. Take a look at this. We're exposed to toxins all day long. So here, you see, we're going into a lot of information about detoxing. Okay? We do a lot of detoxing just by getting the toxic bags out of our body. But by looking at these diagrams, you can see that we're exposed to a huge amount of toxins every day just by being alive. And you can see on the left all the environmental toxins that we're exposed to, and on the right you can see how it affects our body. Okay, so physically taking the breast implants out of our body is the best thing that we can do, but that's just not enough. It also makes us more alert to environmentally, like what are we going through, and now our body has to and wants to maintain something called homeostasis. It likes to have balance, and so our body has really been out of balance because it's been fighting this breast implant illness for so long. A lot of times it's very different because our bodies are so different. My body is different than your body. So, I had mine for 20 years, and it took a long time before mine actually started causing symptoms. And so, you could have had yours in for, a year, and you could have had symptoms, or some people, everybody's different. So everybody's toxic load, it's what's it called? It's called toxic load. Before you start developing external symptoms where you start feeling reaction to it is different. So everybody's needs are different, but I can tell you that your body, is affected. It just reacts differently. So it's not healthy for you at all. It is not natural, and it's not meant to be in our bodies, period, point blank. None of this stuff is. Pesticides aren't supposed to be in our body. None of this stuff is supposed to be in our body, and you can see the reactions that it causes to our body, clear as day, right here in this picture. So we need to detox our body, period, the end. The good news is God made our bodies wonderfully, and if we treat it well and give it what it needs, I believe that we can just really rejuvenate and heal our bodies and give it the best opportunities that we can. So just by doing the things that we're supposed to do, and we just need gentle reminders on how to do it, right? And so let's get into it. But if you look at toxins, everything that you put on and in your skin gets inside your body, and it does affect the nervous system, your hormones, your reproductive system, your immune system. All right. So your skin is a barrier, and how you breathe in and out toxins is one thing. How you sweat, you can sweat out toxins, you pee out toxins, and you eliminate toxins through defecation. So just remember that. All right, guys, this is going to be an exciting, maybe kind of a long slide, depending on how fast I can get through it. But we've gotten through the course. Going to go a little bit more about detoxing and how we can kind of branch off from this. But I just wanted to show you, we have like a plethora of supplements. You know, this is your bacillus. This is for your gut health, and it has to stay in a brown bottle, because if it doesn't, it can take away the potency of it. So you want it to stay in a dark place. That's why they're in brown bottles, and you want it to stay away from heat. So it doesn't like temperature, and that way it'll work well. And it usually works well if you put it on an empty stomach and then you eat, and it gets well into your system. So you take it right before you eat, and it's a probiotic, okay? And it's good for your gut health. All right. So I'm just kind of going through some of the supplements with you, but again, you want your gut, you want to already have your body primed and ready before you start detoxing. So, you know, there's a way to take all of this stuff. You don't just start saying, okay, I went ahead and explanted and now I'm going to detox, or I don't need to explant, I'm just going to detox. There's a time and a place to take all of these things, and I can teach you how to take all of these things. Not everybody needs all these things, not everybody wants all these things, and some of these things can really hurt you. And sometimes you don't need all of these things. You know, who needs all of these things? Who wants all of these things? There's a time and a place. I don't take all of these things, okay? There's a time and a place. I took one or the other, and sometimes I don't. This is one of the things I take all of the time, and I can do classes and individually talk about all of these things individually, but just for the sake, I'm just showing you who wants all of this. I don't, but people will sell you anything for money. People will sell you anything, but this is Enteromin. This is something I need right now for my gut health. This is something to help my gut heal. Right? So this is something I do use, right? And if you bought this from me, yeah, I can sell this to you, right? And also the multivitamin complex with doTERRA, which comes in the Vitality Pack, which is money back guarantee, which we'll talk about. I used to use Organifi Gold. This is good. This is what I take for my migraines, and Trokendi. This I say, but I usually try it before people buy it. So then I got all these different supplements, right? There's all of the stuff. You got the L-carnitine, the cusinase, you know, the NAC. The NAC are kind of like the melatonin, vitamin C, more vitamin C, more NAC, more cusinase, the multivitamin, AM and PM. I got all kinds of stuff, but really and then then I've got the cellular vitality complex. Honestly, ibuprofen. But if you look at all of these ones, you can get them all individually, or you can just get the lifelong vitality pack that is guaranteed. It's got everything you need. It's got the multivitamins. It's got infused with your essential oils like your frankincense, your thyme, your turmeric, your wild orange, your peppermint, your ginger, your caraway, your German chamomile. You know, it's got all of your B9 complex, your minerals, and it's made for your maximum absorption. So, you know, no matter what supplement you get from whatever supplement store, the FDA doesn't recommend or approve any of these supplements that cure or promote prevention of disease. So just know that for anything. But I would always start off with just taking this and using your doTERRA supplements, because if this doesn't work for you in 30 days, they will return your money. So this is what I use. This is what I personally use for my family, my patients, and I recommend. So they also have a 30-day detox system, but that aside, you can use all this if you want, or you can do what I do and use this. And then as I ran out of shampoo and conditioner, I bought myself natural conditioner, natural shampoo, natural mud mask. Our skin's our biggest organ, so I have bought natural body wash. And you know, you can take your essential oils and you can make your own soaps, shampoos, conditioners too, if you're that talented and want to. Natural shampoo serum, natural serum. They're not going to use this anymore, this glaze. Natural face cleanser. This is almost empty. Natural multi-purpose cleaner. Who knew that your dental floss, it couldn't be healthy for you, but this is natural dental cleaner. So yeah, you have to watch everything that you put on and in your body. I mean, your mouth is like your biggest portal. So if you want to start detoxing, one thing you could do is take your fractionated coconut oil, put a teaspoon in your mouth and do oil pulling. I just squirt it in my mouth, and I just go about my business, do whatever I'm doing, and just squish it around 20 minutes. You can work your way up to 20 minutes. You can start out just a few minutes, and then don't spit it in your sink because it could cause clogging. Spit it in your trash can, because you do not want to pay a plumber to come in and unclog your pipes. So, but your toxins, remember we talk about the gut health system. Your gut health starts at your mouth and it ends at your anus. Starts at your mouth, ends at your anus. Your food comes in your mouth and it ends at your rectum. So that's your gut health. Starts at your mouth. Your hygiene, you know, if you don't have good hygiene, oral hygiene, a lot of your problems can start because your mouth health isn't good. Your dental hygiene is not good. People aren't brushing their teeth and not flossing. When you wake up in the morning, what are you doing? Are you swallowing in all those toxins? Are you breathing out? That's why I say you have to breathe out your toxins, you know, doing your good hygiene, your oil pulling, you know, just get out the toxins. You know, people do the Listerine. I use On Guard mouthwash. I do this for my oil pulling a few times a week, and I just really pull out those toxins, especially if I feel like something is coming on. If I'm getting sick, I just get that oil and I just do that oil pull. Because I don't want to use toxic lotions. I don't have time to make my own lotions. I get the doTERRA lotion and I infuse it with whatever oil I feel like using. Now, if it's summertime and I'm going to go out in the heat, I don't use a citrus oil because you could burn. So anything that's going to expose my skin during the day, I just use something that's not citrusy. And at night, I'll just use my citrus oils. But yeah. And then there's this. So I've got a lot of breathe sticks because colds, things like that, you can rub it on your chest. I like to rub it underneath my nose. I rub it on my kid's back, and it's just one of those, you know, a lot of times with people that have like a congested nose, it just helps open up the airways. And some people had like issues when they couldn't, lost their olfactory senses, they couldn't smell. So I did a lot of retraining using different essential oils, blindfolded the people, smell out of one nostril, smell out of one nostril, not letting them know what oils they're smelling, give them different oils to smell every day, and it retrains your olfactory, which is your nose senses, and retrains your nose to smell. So you just give them different senses to smell every day, and you just keep training it, and then your nose will get that smell back. But eucalyptus is also a trick if you're trying to protect your. A lot of times people get ill because you're get it up your nose. So if you put eucalyptus like right here, it can protect that mucus barrier to get up into your nose. I'm just saying. Remember, this is not medical advice. I'm not your provider, but I'm just giving you little tips. Okay, because once you have surgery, honestly, your membrane, you are more susceptible for like the next year. Your immune system's already down from that alone. And then having breast implant illness, obviously your immune system's been hit, because your body's been fighting off this forever. So, yeah, I've shown you my oils earlier. I carry a ton of these packets around. They also have I like the ones that you can suck on. These are the chewable ones. I just ordered the secrets, and then they have the breathe ones. Those are really good too. And then when I ran out of my soap, I bought these. There's a different one too. This is the lavender one. But you can also use your oils and make your own soaps. You can go to Joann's or some kind of like, any kind of those craft stores, and they have molds, and you can make your own. You can make your own soaps and your own things with your own products, so you know what's in it. You can make your own. This is the On Guard concentrate for your cleaner. But yeah, my hand wash, so it's all pure. So if my kid, my 5-year-old, I know what's going on in his body. He's washing his hands. If he, puts it in his mouth, I know it's not toxic for him. My hand lotion, I have hand lotion in here. This is the Bowline hand lotion, and I could put I can make it, add a smell to it if I wanted to, These are my veggie capsules. If I want to put anything that has a supplement in here, like my ylang ylang, I can actually infuse, I can put that internally because it's a supplement, and that give more medicinal effects for me. I can put it in a veggie capsule and take it internally if I don't want to take the taste of it and get it down into my stomach and take it that way. This is my kid. He loves his oils. And he's been using them forever. I just put them on this morning before he went to school. He was all nervous about school. So, yeah, but he loves his oils, so he has his little oil kit. So I'm just kind of showing you some of the stuff here. Toothpaste, so this is accumulated over time as my whatever toothpaste I had was gone. This is fluoride free, I use it and it's great. Facial cream, hydrating cream, I use it on my neck. And, just my fractionated coconut oil, I have plenty of that.
my bottle cleaners, my surface spray. This is my boat. I love the smell. Love the smell. I can spray anything I know to get rid of germs, and it's toxic free. I do, however, like they do have a line of greens. I have their greens somewhere in my work bag actually, but I do like Thorne's prebiotic Fiberman. I am working on my gut health right now, so I do like that. But I do like the whole gut. They do have a gut system that I did once, and I'm getting ready to do it again after conference. Let's see, what else do I have? This is the kids Omega for my son. This is the vitamin and the essential oil. So he hates taking stuff, hates it. So I just try to put it in a little smoothie. I don't know. He's just really weird. He loves his essential oils. I can put it on his skin. It'll get into his body, but he doesn't like taking medicine at all. So if it doesn't taste like candy, he won't take it. So I just have to sneak it in a drink or something. Does not taste like watermelon. Does not taste, he won't do it. He won't even do the digestive packs. So yeah, no. So again, we can keep going. Like, I do like, this is a yes for me, the green tea. There's a lot to be said about green tea. I'd rather make my own green tea. I'd rather drink it, but if not, this is a good thing for green tea. This is something I use when I dish soap. I just refilled it actually, but this is what we use to clean our dishes with. You eat off your dishes, so why would you want chemicals on your dishes? And they also have something for your dishwasher. Yeah, and so, we have old stuff, so get rid of it and just use whatever, and then just, when you know better, you do better. And then, your husband, he'll just go and buy stuff, and so he just buys ashwagandha, he bought some fat burner, and so it's still full of stuff. So yeah, so turmeric, but and I've got the doTERRA, and he took my doTERRA and he put my doTERRA in here. I'm like, no, why would you do that? My doTERRA capsule or this one, like, why would you do that? My doTERRA capsule has a double layer. It's got the doTERRA oil in here. There's the oil. It's double infused, and then the turmeric here, so it gets back down deeper, and it works a lot better. Which one do you want? This is mine. So you could have that one. I'm gonna take mine. So yeah. So that's what he did. He's silly. Why would you do that? And then my omegas. So yeah. He bought this. He swears by it. He says it's working for him for bone pain, joint health. doTERRA also has a joint pain thing. So everybody should be taking melatonin. I don't really like the gummies. I don't know why he buys them. I tell him to stop, but he does. So, and again, NAC is supposed to be really good. I got the Thorne. And yeah, your multivitamin. I have Thorne creatine. And I have the Thorne Recovery Pro. So there you go. And then I have this pain and inflammation. To be quite honest, I haven't really seen much. I haven't seen much relief with this. I did try it though. So honestly, I've tried the other things, and I keep going back to the doTERRA. Like I'll try other things, but it's always goes back to doTERRA. So it's always been more consistent, and it works. So there's no reason to add more on. And I think if you just stay consistent with what you know and what works for you, it's just better for you. But
Um, you know, that's just what I do. And if you have something that you like and what works for you, please share, you know, because that's what we're all here to do. And this is what works for me. And this is what I love. This is the product that I trust. I've done research on, and I believe in it. I love it, and I trust it. I've researched it exclusively, hours, months, years. And I believe in the company. I believe in the products. Okay. I believe in the research. I've seen the science behind it. And I'm of a medical background. They're of medical background. And I see where they're going with their trajectory too. So, and I also see what they're doing for the other communities. I see what they're doing. I see the big picture too. And I see what they're doing for other people, that it just all around good, you know. So it's just a wonderful, it's wonderful. And so I'm so on board, and I like it, and I like the products. And you know, if I'm going to spend my money on things that are going to help me, then I want it to work, and I want it to not hurt me. And I'd rather use something that I don't have to honestly put in my mouth a lot. I'd rather use it this way. And so I do like the fact that there's just not that much that I have to put in my mouth like this, and I can just use the rest topically and infuse it. So that's another reason why I like the oils. And I do have a bunch more behind me. I do make a lot of roller balls. Sometimes I infuse them with crystals because I do believe in crystals, because our bodies are really like 70% water, and we have, you know, think about the periodic table, crystals and minerals. I think they all combine, and so we do need to have that balance again, that homeostasis. So we do need that component, and I think it works. We also, here's one of my little packets I talked about. I usually end up giving a lot of these away, but here's my peppermint ones I was making. These are little roller balls. Sometimes I'll just have them as ones that you can pour out like your On Guard. There's some like carrot seed. These are some I made over Christmas and I gave out for presents. More oils. And then this is just making my make kits to make kits. More stuff to make kits. This is what I was talking to you about for my gut health. It's a gut health kit. And to do the gut health, this is just one. You can do different kits, and they're different prices depending on what company you use. I have access to over, 5,000 tests from different places to compare it if you want gut health or tests, spit test, hair test, blood test, urine test, you name it. I have access to it. But yeah, you just do the gut health test. You kind of just go to the bathroom, you wipe, put it in a little sample, squeeze it shut, put it in an envelope, but all of the directions, you know, you just register online. It just kind of tells you really what to do. Very simple. And it gives you a little code, and then your test is done. I did a video on it, and I shared it online on my Facebook page. So if you're interested in seeing that, go check it out. Very interesting. So questions, concerns, to reach out. But if you are interested in also genomics and using your DNA and just kind of like figuring out what's going on with your body specifically, and trying to just say you're tired of like feeling unwell, wanting to get to the bottom line, and being just using your DNA and optimizing your health and wellness, there are algorithms that, you know, artificial intelligence has created based on genomics, your DNA, your health history form, and they take it and form this
beautiful health and wellness um, health and wellness response for you. So it's something that I have access to as well, that, you know, if you're wanting to become a member of that, you can definitely get a discount to it. You know, I've already paid for it, so it's just $20 extra a month, and you have to do your DNA test to get to do that, and fill all this information and get it done. But it gives you a health summary report. You can also upgrade to have a wearable, so you can watch how you sleep. You know, there's so much great information out there, and you can use it for your benefit if you wanted to. So it's up to you. I do it. I started it just because if you know something, then you can fix it instead of just trying to throw mud at holes, and hopefully that's the hole that you're plugging, or you think you're plugging a hole over here, but there's really a flood over here, and it's just pouring out because you're putting putty over here because you didn't know. But when you do the test, you can see that there's a flood over here and you didn't know, just like that. Just like this. Now I don't have to worry because I know exactly what to fix, because after doing this test, it said, hey, this is how much good gut you have. This is what's bad in your gut. And it lists exactly what the microbiome is that's bad, what is good, what needs corrected, what's not. I can fix it. I can go back and check it out in 6 months if I want and see how well I'm doing, you know. So there's a balance. Like, you need to eat right. You need to sleep right. You need to have less stress, you know, and so I think there's a balance in all of it, you know, and so anti-inflammatory diet, exercising 20 minutes a day, and yeah, so it's one step at a time, but less antibiotics, more natural substances, getting away from toxic load, lessen the toxic load, and, you know, just take one step at a time. That's all you can do. Don't overwhelm yourself. You can only do one thing at a time. You can't live in the past because it's over, right? Last slide is the past, right? So just right here, right now. What can you do now? Look in the future. Stay there. Just be present, and just there's so many things we can do to keep going in a positive direction. So there's affirmations, you know, tapping, you know, all kinds of fun stuff, right? Meditation. So just be positive, prayerful, and stay with people that lift you up and not put you down, and everything's going to be fine. So, you know, the biggest part was just showing up today and learning so you can help yourself, and you're not alone. You're with a tribe right here. You're with the best friends, and you're not alone. So now you know, and you're going to get through this. We're here for you. That website right there, that link right there, is a link to a coaching call. If you want individual coaching sessions, they're available. Just reach out right there and get it connected for a free discovery call about that. Thank you for taking this course, and I hope that it helped you. Take care.